Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody out there. Jason here at Signature Esports, and a pleasure just to have you live and in charge. A little countdown to green action here for the Chop Shop Racing Series Cup Series playoff action presented by Lunatic Designs. That is our countdown to green sponsor out there. Much love to Kigo and all that he does. Make sure you go and check him out. Check all the links in the description for all the sponsors of this series as well, because, well, they're just pretty darn fantastic. And we appreciate it. We love them. We want to thank every one of them for being on board, including the Chopp'N It Up podcast, which is a series of getting to know some drivers. That's where you want to be. You got to find them on YouTube. That's where you got to find them. YouTube.com/chop_TV. We are playoff bound with Talladega as the Chop Shop Cup Series closes out the first round of the playoffs. Cutoff race here at Talladega Super Speedway. And we've had a couple of speedways already this season. It's going to be amazing to see what happens tonight. So it is going to be an epic race of epic proportions. It's going to be a ton of fun. We do have the RC hanging around with us. Say hi, Penguin.
Penguin?
Yeah,
oh.
Right.
You meant say hi to chat. All right, I have to do my due diligence, so I will be lurking for a few.
Yes, he's in there. He's gonna be knocking down the park. We'll make sure he's good to go. They're going to get this thing ready to rock and roll. We are too, as the starting grid presented by Premier Setup Shop. Make sure you check out Premier Setup Shop at prssetups.com and make sure that you use promo code SHOP15 to save 15% on the a la carte menu. It's going to be an absolute blast tonight, and we appreciate everybody coming on board and giving us a good look at what is all things racing here for the Chop Shop Racing Series. Thank you to everybody for being out there. Much love to you, and it's going to be fun. Starting grid for your final race of the round and in the first round of the playoffs. Going to be Michael Matta as your Stay Tuned Sports pole sitter. Make sure you go to Stay Tuned Sports on any podcasting platform out there, including their YouTube channel as well. They have everything sports. They talk about everything. I'm telling you, it's great. It's my daily listen now. Whenever they have a new episode that comes out, or if I need to catch up on anything, they do so. It's absolutely fantastic. Chris Justin is going to be your outside pole sitter. Mark Retchen, Nathan Big Art are going to be there in row number 2. Adam Dama, Jerry Culver there in row number 3. Mr. Grijalva back in the mix. He's going to have row number 4 locked in with Joshua Siegfried back out there as well. Michael Strickland, John Hamilton are going to make it. They are always next to each other. I'm telling you, always next to each other. They're going to start inside and outside row number 5. Tony Sanders and Sean Dion are going to be out there in row number 6. Row 7 will be Jason Day, Jonathan Casebeer. Row 8 will be Brad Dove and Mr. Church, the Robert Church, the churchiestness of that number 5. He's going to be out there with Clint Hackett and Michael Caffrey just behind. David Steiner, David Duran are going to be out there in row 10. Kobler and Roberge are going to make up row 11. Rock Duty, final driver in the field as they get ready to go out and pace. We're going to make sure some points are loaded. We're going to talk about points. There's going to be the most important factor of what's going on today because the cutoff race is on. And you want to make sure that if you've got anything you need now, I think when it says Dilligaff, it's going to be insane. So there it is. Playoff points. Big Art leads by 80 points over Michael Matta and Strickland third in the point standings. Cutoff right now, Jerry Culver, who is in today's race, and hopefully Culver is going to be feeling up to it. We know he's got some back injuries going on right now. Hopefully he's going to be feeling up to it. But I'm telling you right now, anything can happen. John Hammond, right there on that same cusp. Russell Black, Mark Retchen is in today's race. Kobe Hartung is not in today's race. But those are some of the cutoff points of where they land right now. If Retchen gets a win, it's a big thing. So he needs all of the points that he can get, and he needs all of the all the stage points he can get. He needs all the points, all the playoff points he can get as well. So be looking for Mark Retchen to do some things. He missed some races out there helping with Alan. We got 3 chats going on, Marsupius. Make sure that yeah, Jess is probably going to claim something different here. It's going to be good. Matta, Chris Justice, inside outside lanes. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button for me. Goes a long way to support the stream. Thank you, Gatna, for giving us a big like. Mr. Van Ness as well. Thank you to Chris Roberge out there on Facebook. Also, we appreciate everybody being out there, giving us all the action. It's going to be an absolute blast. New starting soon screen as well. So if you didn't see that, please get out there and watch the beginning. It's going to be fun. How about it? How about the biggest pythons in all of iRacing? Start finish line just past the pit road exit, so a lot of things can happen. Restart zone inside the quad oval area or the tri-oval area, and it's going to be insane. They're ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go green flag racing here.
And if they can understand how Talladega works. If you're running that low line, where's the best place to be as you're driving around this track?
So one thing you don't want to do is you do not want to touch. Oh, somebody on the inside wall looked like Dama. And Dama head first into the pit lane. There is off the racing surface. Should be at full speed, not at. He did have to jump pit road. Now you do have one faster pair. Here's what it looks like at speed. We'll free off of the tri-oval area. Bam! All right. Rolls over what it is. So he'll get that faster pair and hopefully be able to get that toe back. He's right there on pit road, so hopefully he's going to be fine. Mark Rection out front. So the best thing that if you're going to run the low line of this racetrack is that Matta rolls into the corner. On the back straightaway, you want to be about a foot off the yellow line. If you're going to be into the corner, you want to roll just a little bit higher in this cup car. Some of the other vehicles, you want to stay just a touch above that yellow line. But right now in this cup car, the outside lane is the fastest lane because you have to lift less. Roll as much as you can. You don't want to give too much room on the bottom side because somebody's going to put their nose there. 3 wide as we go. Somebody was going to push it there. Somebody was going to make it happen. David Duran's going to be there in the middle. Auberge there with him. Big giant wind tunnel. Jonathan Gatesbeer in tow of the 98, who's driving for himself, driving for me. A little homage to the Ricky Bobby. Driver cams up today. Let's thank everybody for being out there. How about Grijalva back into the mix? Having the 10 tonight as Grijalva puts in the effort. Could be right behind John Hammond on the bottom side. Hammond, Matta leading. Oh, Matta, it's turned. Hammond trying to close in. Matta gets turned around here. Gonna get back up to speed. Scrolling. Look at Michael Matta here real quick, and is got John Hammond all over the back bumper out of the corner. Seesaw action gets him free. 16 able to save it. Locks the tires up, continues to make it roll forward. So he is good to go. So he got some spicy tires, but he's going to have a lot of work to do. Brock Duty, the driver that's going to be right behind him. So these two might be able to work together to be able to pick up some spots here. Outside lane prevailing. It's John Hammond, Mark Rection lead. Inside lane, Chris Roberge. That is Grijalva out there. How about we take a look at Chris Roberge and on board the bottom side here. 14 with a big head of steam. Get right there to the back bumper. You can hear that little bit of contact that the front bumper made here. Insanity going. Ricky, giving us a like. What's going on, Ricky? Much love to you and the Striker fam. Pick right up on the high side, making that lane work. Oop. On camera. Gary Culver going third on the outside lane. Forceful on the outside lane. Big Art right in front of him. Trying to give a little bit of clean air between the two drivers here. And we talk about the seesaw action of this car. You definitely do not want to make that the ultimate action and reaction right now as John Hammond leads. Caffrey, 48.83, fastest lap of the circuit so far. There is Jerry Culver on your screen there, folks. Appreciate him. Damo was out there earlier, and something happened to that one. There's Brad Dove. He's trying to take it easy here tonight. 25, driving for Retchen. Prayers for Allen again on the back of that car. Hope Allen is feeling better. So we continue to work and continue to go Green Flag Racing here. Chopp'N It Up podcast, the title sponsor for this series. There is Jason Day. He is right behind Chris Justice. Jason Day in the 52. Looking at the outside lane. Oh, baby. They're wrecking. Big one happening here. End of the corner. Right in front of Jason Day. He's involved. Hopefully he's going to be able to get that thing turned. First caution early here. Man. Take a look and see what happened in the early going. See that one. Very devastating right now. Caution comes out on lap 7. We'll go far chase here for the drivers and for all of you folks out there one more time. Oh, look like the 5-1 of David Aranda, the 99, Bryce Kobler. Little follow me down in the corner. There's the 85 there. 51 went low. Oh, up in a Caffrey too. So Bryce was right there with David Arand. And right here, Durand was trying to go low. He's the 85 of Joshua Siegfried right in front of him. To pick him up. Went low. And as he got all the way down, the 99 helped push him. 28. Handful of cars involved with that. Clint Hackett, one of those drivers. He is one of our driver cams out there as well. We'll see him in just a moment. Caffrey getting collected. Man, how about the onboard of Caffrey? We've got to look at the onboard of Caffrey there. Out of nowhere. Car in his lap. All right. One fast repaired down. Here is Clint Hackett. He is number 28 car. Man. How will I make it back in? Make sure the camera's working correctly here. Fine. I don't know, Penguin. It was a little messy.
That was a lot of messy.
Put his camera back. But if you're out watching this after the fact, folks, once we go live, we won't be making any more adjustments to cameras. It's something that we've had to do here. Make sure that the links were still working for a couple of rounds. But remember, here's the driver. Here's the scene. Did that all weirdly. Dama should be able to get one of his laps back here, or should have been able to get his laps back. So
I think he might have made a little bit of contact in there, but I'm not sure.
Looks like he went 2 laps down on the exchange there. So last time he was on pit road, yeah, he got 1 back. Adam's fine. Can't for him to come back to pit road. John Hammond's going to be your race leader. Chris Justice, final driver cam tonight. That's the 8th camera. Sorry about that, folks. What do we have? 2 cameras. 2 different things. Hold on. there. What in the world? That's Dama, but it's not going to be Dama here in a second, folks. Give me a second. I don't know why the same pasted twice. Christian. Apologies, folks. I do what I can. 102 miles an hour on that heart rate monitor. 104 resting heart rate. Driver 1 cam should be Adam Dama. There he is. Okay. All right. This is the reason why I don't like doing it later. Because I screw things up. I always test it before I go. All right. It happens. Chris Justice at the 14, ready to rock and roll. So the drivers get ready to go back to green flag racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. First caution of the race. Now, patience is going to be everything. The outside lane being the prevalent lane. John Hammond leads here. Is going to use the outside lane here to his advantage. And we'll see Stryker on the bottom side. We'll see who gets the better restart here, gets through the gears fast enough. Because that's shake and bake, and I help.
I think it's going to be who hits that sweet spot in the shifts as well.
See. Grijalva, much love to you. No longer first. Yeah, Jess got you early in the stream with the Twitch chat over, so that's all good, Mark. I appreciate you being out there nonetheless. Mr. Grijalva, good to see you. It's good to see he's back out there again. Yeah, he told me he told me a couple of, I don't know, it was about a month and a half ago that he was having to go back out for the National Guard. Had to spend some time away from home. So it's good to see him home. It's good to see him back on there and continuing to get out there and have some fun. Yeah. You know what the best thing about playoff action on iRacing is?
What's that?
You're going to be a champion here in about 4 weeks. That's what's going to happen. Thank you, Budgie. I don't know what's going on. Who knows what's going on? Green flag. Hammond with a good restart there. Jonathan Casebeer in second. Stryker down on the bottom side. Strickland's getting a big push from Jerry Culver here. Right now, these Cup cars looking pretty strenuous. 88 slides up to the outside lane. 13 with a big head of steam. 24 of Mark Retchen right in tow. Here's the onboard cam of our good friend Mark Retchen as Jerry Culver takes the inside lane. 3 wide again in the back. And lap 25 is the completion of lap 25 is going to be the stage. Right now, the 01 is a big close right behind. Chris Justice in tow with him. The inside lane checked out. 13 slides up and is going to pull right behind the top two. Michael Strickland, John Hammond going places on the outside lane. This is anybody's race right now. Some of the drivers trying to come down on the racetrack. Clint Hackett back here as well. David Duran is going to be up in the next first driver off the lead lap. Caffrey there as well is going to be off the lead lap as well. Only having to take one of Sudama out of the race. That's unfortunate for Adam. Oh, they're wrecking. Jason Day into the wall. Grijalva into the wall. As we'll see. Quick caution one more time here on lap 12. All the under power. Take a look and see what happened here. We'll go far chase view. There's the 10 of the 77 down below. 77. Oh, we went 4 wide. That's what happened. Oh, maybe a little hip check. 52 into it. Clint Hackett losing the front bumper. 52 losing the front bumper. We went 4 wide. What was the run like for Caffrey there? Holy cow. Back this up just a little bit. There's a 63 with a 4 down on the bottom side. 3 wide here. That's David Steiner there. 77 of Michael Caffrey, one of my favorite folks across the big pond. Then turn 3, he drops down here. He's got a lane in the middle because I'm going. The 10 just decides to go with him at the same time. Oh, hip check. Unfortunate well, that kind of situation does happen. Mark Retchen, your race leader. Big Art is going to be second. Chris Justice is going to be third. Michael Strickland fourth. Case Beer and Matta coming to pit road. Tony Sanders, Bryce Kobler are going to come to pit road as well. We hope that I hope that the audio is getting a little better because it does happen, and hopefully it's not anything strenuous on the computer or strenuous on the. We are working on it on the new microphone there, folks. It's just gonna take one more league to be able to get that fixed. We had a Shure SM7B in the house, but that's packaged up to be sent off to Spicy, and so he's gonna get that. All right, Gretchen, your race leader. Caffrey looking for a free pass. Who got that? Look at Adam coming off pit road. Good deal. See him back out there. Brad Dove on pit road. Chris Roberge coming on pit road as well. One of the things that I said before was to make sure that you if you needed to tow or if you need to come back to pit road, that you got your car worked on. Roberge, when it comes to the playoff standings, needs a little bit of help. So yeah, when we get a new mic, when we have the opportunity to get a new mic, it'll I'm sure it'll get better and things will sound different and look different. I'm gonna tell you folks that one of the best purchases that I ever did make was my HyperX Quadcaster. It is one of the best microphones you can get for a budget. It's about $130. So if you're looking for a decent microphone that you don't have to do too much to as far as filters and whatnot, I encourage you to try those ones out. You can get a couple different versions of them. There's one that's like $99, which is the step below this one. Then there's one that's $140, and then you have one that's $160. That's a step above this one. But I didn't like the color, so that's the reason why I chose this one. Long time ago. This thing's been through the ringer. Roberge is 6th in points, so he doesn't really have all that much to worry about. He should be able to make the final 12. But one of the things that you have to keep an eye on is making sure that the next part of this race is going to be cool, calm, and collected. So we're going to be good. How about it? Penguin, who got your eye on
Yes, sir.
tonight?
It's really hard to call with this field because there are a lot of really good drivers in this field. You've always got Mr. Nice Guy, Chris Roberge. He's always running solid. You've got John Hammond. You've got Stryker. You've got Biggert. You've got Rich. And I mean, there's so many great names in this field that we watch race in and week out that are always running really good. I don't think I could pick one, to be honest with you.
Well, I am hoping. I know Caffrey was just involved in that last one, but I got money on him. You know what we should do? We should create a fan duel for our iRacing leagues. That's what we should. Drivers bet on each other.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be funny.
Does that mean that you get to take a percentage of the take? Like a bookie?
10%. I'll just ask for 10%. I don't even know if that's legal. I don't know if we can.
Either.
I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if we can legally do that.
I don't know if that's even possible, but it'd be awesome. Donald, thank you very much for the like out there. Much love to you. I appreciate you being out there. Thank you to all the fine folks who have followed us recently on Facebook as well. If you haven't done so, please get out there and give some love. Thank you very much for all that. It does support the stream. It does help what we do. But it would be cool to see Retchin win. It'd be cool to see John Hammond get out there and get a win. You know, I'm always rooting for Hammond behind the scenes, but I'll never say it publicly. Too late. Retchin, Big Art, Strickland, Joshua Siegfried up on the high side as well. We'll see Chris Justice and John Hammond on the inside. Restart zone coming up for the drivers. How about we go back at it here and have ourselves a good little race. We got to go all the way to 25. We'll be about 10 or 11 laps away from that stage break. Green flag. Lap 16 being completed. Big Art leads on the bottom side. Chris Justice there with him. Mark Retchin with a big push from Michael Strickland behind. Roberge finally able to leave pit lane. So the driver that's in 23rd finally getting that car completely taken care of. I'm sure he was going to be able to back up and get that fast repair because right now he's got some time. Capri just needs to take care of the car for the next lap. So if he can stay out of any trouble right now, he'll be your lucky dog. He'll be able to get back on the lead lap and be able to take care of pretty much everything he has going on. So if I'm Caffrey, I'm just letting drivers cook right now. Don't worry about too much. Spend the next 10 laps. Now the next 9 laps doing what you got to do. That's where I would be with it. Right now, Big Art, John Hammond, good battle between the two drivers. And I figured out what was going on there, Budgie. I think my daughter was down here. I think she turned down my microphone a little bit. The knob was all the way down. If not, then I did it, and I didn't see myself do it. So thank you, Budgie. I appreciate you for the feedback out there. Hammond on the outside, Retchin in tow.
There goes that sometimers again.
Yep. Caffrey holding on to your lucky dog spot. Brad Dove back out of the mix as well. Looking for one of those free passes. Dama was back out there. Hopefully he is good to go. We saw some things happening with that car. We'll check points for him again. He should have been able to make the playoffs, I do believe. But it doesn't show him on the playoff structure as far as points go. We'll see. Round of 12 begins next week. And that schedule is going to take us from Talladega to Nashville Super Speedway, then Phoenix. 4 races left after this one. It'll be Nashville, Phoenix, then Kansas and Homestead all the way to September 13th. And then you know that Chop Shop's going to be having another series, another Friday Night Cup Series coming up very soon. We'll see. Big Art leads on the bottom side. Chris Justice in tow right now. Inside lane prevalent as it finally has a little bit of, I'm going to tell you, the inside lane should be the lane that most of the drivers choose. But that outside lane up in that third lane, when there was a big group of cars, it was much faster. And right now, Hammond utilizing Mark Retchin and now Joshua Siegfried. And now here comes Jonathan Casebeer in that 3 car. That's Matta in tow right behind him. 2 cars on the bottom side. Will be 3 wide again here. As John Hammond, nothing to lose, says, excuse me. Inside lane. Garnering momentum. Jonathan Casebeer with no help. Matta out of the throttle here a little bit. Jerry Culver on the bottom side. There goes Stryker. Stryker trying to make some moves. I don't know. He just bounded out of the corner there a little bit. Do that top 3 go to work. And now here comes Stryker. Stryker's going to start pulling that outside lane together. Big bump coming. Culver will try to go with him, but Culver, no spot for him. As Roberge now will try to soak up some of the field here. Fastest lap of the race, Brad Dove, 48.71 for the 25 Chevy. Your wheel keeps going out. You don't know what's going on. Hello, Valerie. Much love to you. Good to see you. Always a pleasure to see Valerie and the fam out there. I don't know is it, which wheel is it, Adam? I always got to ask because maybe there's somebody in chat that's had an issue with it. How about it? We're going to be 4 wide again. Big funnel as Stryker caroms the corner. Little check up back here. Robert's able to soak up some of the race line here. That's about 9 laps down currently. All right, now Matt all over the back bumper. Jerry Culver up high. We'll see if that outside lane becomes a bigger factor now. So the 88 and the 8 roll. Retchen rolls the outside. Somebody said, I'm going to go, and Jerry Culver says, all right, well, let's go. Nobody can make up their mind. Grijalva up to 4th. Had Siegfried with him. Now they're 3 wide here. Grijalva might soak up down to the bottom side. We'll see what John Hammond does here. Big run for John Hammond as he tries to pull the outside lane now. Retchen, Siegfried. Whole lot of jostling for position, and they're going nowhere fast. And I mean fast. Here's your speeds. 197 to the corner. We watched the Xfinity cars at Daytona. Not Xfinity cars, the trucks at Daytona in both series go 197. On the straightaways here, you can see most of the vehicles getting to the point of about 200 plus miles an hour. Matta in tow right here out of the throttle. John Hammond trying to pull some side draft specialty. Siegfried's right behind him. As every one of these drivers trying to get a little bit more out of that car. 14 committed to the back bumper. 23 of 85 being completed. We come across the start-finish line. We will be due to go on the stage. John Hammond sees Siegfried right behind him. Outside lane still prevailing. 85 giving up the lane. Now all that momentum that you just saw is going to be lost as now Retchen's going to have to really get to the back bumper of John Hammond. Matta trying to go high. 3 wide. 2 to go to the stage. Oh, no. Now 3 wide again. Matta up in front of John Hammond. John Hammond does not want to be sitting there. Retchen going to pull with him. Siegfried holding on. All that ground lost. Retchen trying to shove the ever-loving snot out of the 8. As Big Art leads on the bottom side. That outside lane can be faster. Jerry Culver tries to slide up to pull some of the draft. Your white flag lap is coming up here for the stage. As they finally get to that point. Lap 25 being completed. Grijalva on the outside lane. John Hammond with a big run on the outside. Retchen there with him as well. Mark Retchen utilized a little bit of side draft to get himself back up there to the 8. 8 to the back bumper. Seesaw here. The 8 needs some points out of this one. Big Art, that inside lane is just got to continue to do what they're doing. They cannot get organized on the outside to make that work. Drivers coming around. Oh, they're getting turned. 10 into the back. Stage will end right there. And Big Art will win the stage. Chris Justice involved. Be Tony Sanders, John Hammond, Mark Retchen, Joshua Siegfried, Michael Strickland, Jerry Culver, Jonathan Casebeer, Michael Matta, and Bryce Kobler. But another stage win for that driver. Here's a look. Oh, the 3 of Casebeer got to the back bumper of the 10 there. They had a huge run. The 7 of Tony Sanders was there to get to accept that shove, but here's the 3 behind with the 10. When the 7 pops out, the 3's there to the 10, bumps him, and then bumps him again, gets into the 14. Gasebeer with a lot of problems there. Some drivers having to go down pit road to avoid some of that as well. So Michael Caffrey should be your lucky dog here. He should get that free pass. I believe he stayed out of everything. And Big Art will stay out as well. We'll see. They did catch back up to the pace car, so we'll see if they go into pit road this time by. Good to see them all come in, at least for fuel. That'll make some things change. Caffrey should be your lucky dog. I do believe Brad Dove is going to stay out for a free pass. Clint Hackett coming to pit road. He's going to get more of that car work done. So Caffrey back on the lead lap here. As they come around, we'll be able to battle for position now. Brad Dove stayed out for a free pass. That'll get one of those laps back. Probably hoping for another caution here so that way he can not deal with it. Some right front damage for the 25. Big Art gets some fuel, gets out, says we're good. Some drivers decide to take some tires. Tires do matter on this racetrack. They do help with grip. Do you need them? Not under a green flag pit stop. Will you need them later? Possibly. Jerry Culver coming out with right sides only. Matta comes out fuel only. Big Art came out fuel only. Mark Retchen tires as well. Tony Sanders taking tires. Kobler coming off pit road. He will make that happen. Did the 10 claim that? Who claimed that?
The 3.
Okay. Jonathan claimed that. Okay. I just wanted to be sure. It was like he's falling back here a little bit. He's good. He's good. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. What's good? Let's go, Grijalva Valerie.
It's
good.
good.
It's all good. The 3 getting some damage buffed off. Do believe. I'd get as much. I mean, such long pace laps. I would just get as much fixed as I could. Wouldn't deal with the fast repair if I knew it was just nose cosmetic. That happens. That's what happens. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. All right. How's everybody doing out there? Everybody doing good? Everybody's good. Lights are off on the pace car. The 01, 16, 24, 13. I'm going to tell you, folks, I know it's probably not going to happen, but this particular point's about riding. Be able to get in and out pit road with the drivers you need to get in and out of pit road with, and don't be aggressive. It's not about taking away laps. It's about being there at the end. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
Talladega is all about making friends and having enough friends that they can push you or pull you. You need to find out who it is that's the pusher and who it is that's the guy that's willing to be pushed.
Yep.
And you find out very quickly who can handle being in front.
Tell you what, if that outside lane is going to be the lane again, they got to get organized to make that push because, and I'm going to tell you that Chris Justice and Big Art there, the 01, they did everything right to hold that inside lane.
Yeah.
All they had to do was just continue to have that momentum.
Yeah, and guys moving up and down, up and down. That's definitely going to affect how fast that outer line goes. You need about 1 to 2 cars less on that outside line compared to the inside line to be going faster. But if you're more than that, you're not going to go by.
Yeah, 3 or 4 cars would be just fine. That's the way that I've seen it. It's the way I've watched this be over the course of pretty much the majority of what the Cup Series cars now. The Xfinity cars and the trucks, completely different story. Green flag. Culver through the gears. Matta a little bit faster there on the outside lane. Got through the gears a little bit quicker. Mike Matta up on the outside. Mark Retchen's going to be right in tow of him. Side draft for Big Art. He's going to be nice and easy here. But inside lane, a little shaky, but they look to be fine. Tony Sanders ready to rock and roll. He's got Joshua Siegfried right behind him. Back straightaway looking nice and heavy. Side draft for the 16. 24 slides in front of the 01. Now Mark Retchen out front. Matta has some help behind him. He's not there. Kobler in the 99. Trying to work that Sim Magic race line to the outside. Matta in a rock and a hard spot. Here comes the 3 down to the bottom side. Cuts off the nose of the 51. Jonathan Casepier. Track awareness in that regard. Had a run and just barely cleared himself there. Almost took out the 51 of David Durand. Three wide again. Coming around the corner. Matta still trying to find help in that middle lane. Needs more than just a little bit of help. Should just ride. It's not about leading laps this time. It's about finding your pace and keeping your pace. Right now, we're seeing the 52 cycle out to the outside lane. Should be able to drop in behind the 99. Is going to be able to be just fine. John Hammond trying to get over to the front again. Everybody's leaving him. Every time that he makes any kind of ground, he's leaving him. Casepier up with Duran. So Mark Retchen just needs the 01 to shove him around. There's so much cycling out to the outside. It looks like they need to pick somebody if they want to go to the front because right now they're not going to the front. Siegfried on the outside lane. Duran's going to be right behind him. Big shove. Casepier giving a little extra. Matta does run the fastest lap of the race, but you can do that in the draft all the way around this racetrack. Don't count out fast laps just yet. 32 of 85 or 2x2. John Hammond taking the third lane. Has some help in the form of Bryce Kobler. Kobler up into that third lane. See if the straightaways help him out here any. Or Hammond might be just trying to cycle himself out of it. You're going to be 3 wide again. Tony Sanders not clear of the 24. Going to be put in a sucker hole here. Oh, man. Matta trying to clear himself across the nose of the 51 again. Jonathan Casepier in that second lane on the outside. Matta in tow. 33 of 85. We're 52 laps to go, and you would think this was the last lap. Only way to put yourself in position to win is to be there at the end. And there's drivers here that have already used their fast repair. If you stay in the main draft here and you cycle correctly, you should be able to just get where you need to be. 3 wide here, back to 2x2. And we hate watching. Of course, we hate watching single file racing. But I will tell you this much: there's a lot to be said for making your move when you need to make the move and keeping yourself in the pocket to be able to make it happen. Jonathan Case, we watched John Hammond, Michael Strickland, and Mark Retchen early on in the first portion of this race be able to make the outside lane work because they were working well within each other to be able to use that. This side draft here in that middle lane, these drivers are going nowhere. They need to organize. They get a little bit closer. That second car needs to be right on the back bumper. That third car needs to keep the second car close. That's how you draft around these super speedways there, folks. Don't push the pusher, but keep them close enough to be able to put some effort into the back bumper. You know what Big Art's doing? He's shoving ever-loving snot out of the 24 when he needs to. Culver keeping him close. Casebeer finally getting organized enough on the outside lane. Matta trying to push him out front. And the 24 with a head of steam back. Now the inside lane. Starting to work backwards. 16 finally getting up to the back bumper of the 3. I don't know if they're finally in the same channel. Seems a whole different kind of race here. 16 down to side draft to 24. Retchen getting into turn 1. Is going to have a good push from the 01. The 01 keeping him steady on the inside. Casebeer, second lane up, 85 toe. Retchen leads on the inside. And I tell you what, 13 doing a great job of keeping that inside lane closing in. John Hammond, fastest lap of the race, 48.45. Outside lane separating again. Now, Jonathan Casebeer, Mike Matta, and Joshua Siegfried have cleared enough to drop in. Kobler and Durant are going to be there as well. Furchie getting a little bit faster here on the outside lane. Having the 500cars.com patriotic paint scheme there. So Casebeer finally gets organized enough with the 3 Fords here to be able to have enough speed to make the outside lane work. Dan, good to see you out there, man. Much love to you. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Mark Retchen back to the outside, says, all right, well, that's not where I want to be. They're up to block. Why are we blocking? Are you kidding me? The 3 and the 16 up to block the momentum from the outside lane on lap 37 of 85. Retchen to the bottom side. David Arand's going to be there as well. You want to talk about do it once. You're going to see who's not going to work with you. Duran going to pull the outside lane. Going to stay with those two. Now Duran and Kobler are going to work together. And you see Chris Justice right behind. So you know who's willing to block the lane to stay out front this early in the race. You're definitely going to see who's not going to work with you later on when it comes to trying to find speed and try to find the win. Man, that was an awfully aggressive move this early in the race. David Arand's going to be your race leader here as Kobler's going to be second, Chris Justice third. On board, Chris Justice here. .130 beats a minute for his heart rate. Kobler trying to get over the lead. John Hammond there as well. Big Art's going to be up on the outside lane. 85 is Siegfried trying to go back. How about John Hammond 3 wide? He said, excuse me. John will slide back here just a little bit. Good bump coming from the 14. Kobler leads on the outside lane. Duran's going to be your leader on the inside. John Hammond going to be able to slide down here and try to have a run. Ooh, gets him a little free. Try not to seesaw the back bumper. It was a good bump from the 14. Just picked up the inside lane, got him a little bit free there. So we'll see how this one's going to fare out, as we appreciate Chris Justice running his driver cams here at Talladega. Kobler, your race leader on the outside. Siegfried's going to be in second. Big Art there on the outside lane. Now the outside lane has a little bit more close speed. You see the 85 doing a good job. Now Chris Justice can keep that inside line working here as the 99 drops down. 85 tries to go with him. Kobler out of the corner. It's going to get freed up. That's a big checkup, and that's not what you do. I'm telling you, folks, if you want to drop in on a straightaway, you don't want to drop in too much on a corner, especially with a lot of separation happening there. You want to do it in the early part of the corner if you're going to do anything. Man, that was close. They got me biting my nails. I'm nervous. I'm telling you, this is that champagne bottle being corked up here, folks. They're shaking it, and they're shaking it, and they're shaking it, and they're shaking it, and I'm waiting for the dang old thing to pop. Durand right behind the 99. Kobler has to hold on here. That second group still within striking distance. Speaking of striker, there he is. You see all of that happening just ahead of him. That's what's going on, brother. Best car in the sim. I like the Xfinity car. I really do. Getting rain and wind from the tropical storm. Be safe, please. How am I feeling? Having chatted with you. I'm doing all right. We're doing all right, Valerie. How are you and the family doing out there? Need to carry speed. You got to carry speed. You got to continue to carry speed. If you don't continue to carry speed, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fall that checkup. You're gonna get your back bumper hit at the wrong time, and you're gonna get freed up. Inside lane, John Hammond says, "Somebody push me." Here comes Kobler. It'd take about somebody who can take a push. 99 to the outside, to the inside now. He pushed him all the way up and out. John Hammond trying to lead. Now it's going to be stuck 3 wide. A sucker hole move for the 99. Kobler puts him out of the way. And here comes Chris Justice and David Oran. John Hammond trying to get himself out there in that spot where he needs to. Kobler up one more time. Siegfried there. So Kobler moving lanes here. Clint Hackett says, "I'm good." John Hammond in the mix as well. There's Caffrey back in the mix. And here comes the 88. I tell you what, Stryker, give an opportunity. Big hype from Budgie Bird. Much love, Budgie. I appreciate you. 44th, 85, or about 10 or so laps away, 10 or 15 laps away from a green flag pit stop. Just now hitting the that mark where you know these drivers going to have to put some more energy into the car. They can run about 30 to 35 laps. That second lane can be good. But right now, I'm telling you, they're getting busy. We're going to go Sounds of iRacing. We're going to let you hear this one out. Chat, you guys tell me how your day's been. What a save. What a save. What a save from Strickland there. I talked about this thing being a champagne cork bottle. It's about to happen. I just feel it getting antsy. Stryker came up, gave a bump to John Hammond, hit him off square. And then John Hammond and Jerry Culver all right there. Culver nowhere to go. It got a little squirrely there, so absolutely insanity. So Jerry Culver doing a good job. What a great that was a great save. We'll see Jerry Culver right here, tail end of that beginning of that field. To the 24 of Mark Retchen. Down to the bottom side here, drivers trying to get organized and back and moving forward. The top 7 drivers have now pulled 2.5 seconds because the top Grijalva to the back bumper of Jerry Culver there, doing his job, doing his due diligence. As these two work together, Jason Day in tow. All 3 of these drivers right here, and John Hammond right behind him. Clint Hackett just off of that spot as well. Last time I went on board Jason Day, there's a wreck in front of him, so let's not do that. Let's go. Let's transition this Clint Hackett back here. Oh, Clint! I think that's Clint. Pretty sure that's Clint. I think that's Clint. That's Clint. Clint looking for a free pass here. He would be your lucky dog, so he wants the caution. And I'm going to tell you what, that front lane right there is that front pack. If they could just stay organized enough, they can pull away from the field behind them. And I think Matta and Casebeer might be learning a little bit here as Joshua Siegfried's going to be right behind him as well. Jerry Culver trying to carry as much speed as he can. This field needs to stay just as organized, and they can catch Duran, but Chris Justice is going to be right behind him. Man. Chris, what's going on? Thank you. Appreciate you, Chris. Much love to you. Big wow. Playing Twilight Imperium with friends in the fam. Much love. Very cool. Dan says, I hope everyone's day is well and be awesome. That's the biggest key right there. Duran close it in. Culver trying to hold on. Little break of the nose there from Matta. Obler trying to keep them close. And I tell you what, those top 5 keep close. Casebeer needs to keep himself just as much in the mix here because the checkups can be real. They get into the corner nice and easy. The 14 of Chris Justice doing himself exactly what he needs to do, keeping him close enough to make that happen. Jerry Culver got to bring that second group back around 3 seconds. A little dip down there for the 10. We'll keep him out. All the drivers working right to the outside lane, all the way up near the wall. Everybody try to go where the other drivers aren't, and if they can get themselves up to the wall, they can drop into the corner together to carry speed, but they've got to carry speed. Clint Hackett and company, now they're going to lose a lot of ground because now you can, and you watch the relative right there, 3:30. It was 3 seconds. And now the inside lane try to prevail as the Fords go to the bottom side. Jerry Culver. Be 2x2, and this is going to be a big wind tunnel. As now there is Michael Caffrey, the first driver now off the lead lap. Brad Dove coming to pit road as well. So Caffrey soaking up the field. Clint Hackett off on the bottom side. Hold on to it, Clint. 3 wide, 4 wide as they settle back in. The top 7 drivers, well, they can pull away. Mr. Schuessler, we appreciate you very much for being out there. Thank you to everybody. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button for me. It goes a long way to support the stream and everything we do. Appreciate you very much, too, if you already have. And, of course, and always, Make sure you follow us Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. That's where we're live. You can follow us on TikTok as well. You can also follow us over on X at Real Sig Esports on X. And then you can follow us on Instagram as well. Second group back here, you can see them. This front group, way more organized, and that's going to be the big separation here. Right behind them all is going to be Michael Caffrey, keeping up with the race leaders. Matta keeps stepping his nose out there. He's got to be careful with that. Because the moment that you step your nose out and you leave a little bit of a gap, it's going to free up that inside lane. Now, see, keep watching these drivers drop below that yellow line on that front straightaway. The slickest portion on this racetrack is right there on that front straightaway. There it is. Matta about lost that position and about got cycled backwards. Kobler was there. That's right, Dan. Got to organize. 4.6 seconds. Second group. Grijalva being led, being pushed around here by Jason Day. Mark Retchen in tow. Robert Church there on the outside. Had a big run there. Sometimes you get a run and you have to figure out where you need to put yourself. Right there is where you need to be. Run as low as you can and run faster than what the drivers are ahead of you. Right now, lap times about even 49.5s for the majority of the race, except for right here, Grijalva last time by 49.79. Hammond ran a 49.30. Now they're running just a touch faster than the top seven. And Durand still out front, leading here. What you got is you got like an 8-car pack trying to catch an 8-car pack. Striker just off the lead lap behind Brad Dove.
So it's like a pack of hot dogs and another pack of hot dogs?
Mm-hmm. Striker trying to catch back up to the field. That contact earlier left him off the racing surface. Second group losing a little bit of ground this time by 56 of 85 being completed. Just under 30. It is a race within a race. I mean, 13 dropping back here. Those are things you don't want to see. Tony Sanders trying to keep it close. You don't want to see side-by-side racing. You want to see a straight line here. Grijalva cycling here. Trying to figure out what they're doing here. 5.3, 5.4. Everybody moving up high here as Jason Day tries to work the outside lane. .8 seconds. Durand, Justice, Matta Kobler, Nathan Bigart. That outside lane is not working. They can't stay organized enough on the outside lane. There's so much happening there. Jerry Culver back to the inside. So this second group is going to lose more ground here. Jason Day smacks the wall. The 10 smacks the wall a little bit there. There's the wall tap for the 10 again. And a lot of separation here. Mark Retchen in 10th. 57 of 85. 28 laps to go this time by. Hammond trying to go to the inside. There's Tony Sanders behind him. 3 wide racing. Trying to figure out who's going to lead here to be able to try to catch the leaders. There's a lot of time still left in this race. And you can catch a lot of time on pit road. But right now, we're not seeing any one of these drivers put it right to the back bumper. Tony Sanders up high with John Hammond. Hammond was really good on the outside lane prior to the first caution of this race. And if he can keep somebody behind him that can push him and keep him pushing straight on the back straightaway and then into the corner, they're going to be able to find some catch up here. Right now, John Hammond sees the 7 to the inside. That's the thing, is that you got to keep, you got to know that when you're pushing up on the high side into the corner here, you've got to put yourself in position to be there. Jerry Culver, Robert Church on the bottom side. only doing what they can do here because they can't move up, and they've got nobody there to help them. So 9 seconds the gap, and they are losing a ton of ground here. Roberge and 20 seconds still out there running where he can. Leaders are pulling away, and that is exactly what we're seeing. That's what we're watching.
So if you're David Durand right now, what do you think?
I'm coming in whenever I'm telling everybody behind me when I'm coming to pit road. When I'm close to being out of fuel, we're all. I'm saying let's pit together. I don't care if they're in Discord together. I don't care if he says it in the race. We're going to be 25 laps to go this next time by. That's enough to make it on fuel. They put in a lap 27 last time by for David Durand. I'm looking at the drivers behind me and I'm saying, you know what, this is when I'm coming to pit road, and let's maximize that. John Hammond, they're 10 seconds back here. That outside lane just cannot organize enough to be there. Jerry Culver. There's Jason Day on the bottom side. So much separation here. They're losing a ton of ground. 11 and a half seconds. Tony Sanders doing what he can. Admin box gives you 25 laps to go here. And everybody trying to do what they can to make this just a little bit more. The 52 utilized the inside lane to pass him here. And so now Jason Day going to have John Hammond to be able to be there to shove him. Robert Church on the bottom side. Going to have Jerry Culver still with him. Jason Day with a head of steam, able to make the pass. And now utilize the bottom side of the racetrack. Jason Day will have somebody there to shove him. They lost over the course of the last lap and a half. They just lost 3 seconds, almost 3 seconds on the pace as now the inside lane works. Tony Sanders doing a phenomenal job of trying to keep the outside lane working. And trying to help John Hammond shove John Hammond around this racetrack. John Hammond to the backside of the 5-2 here will do what he can. 24 laps to go. There's so much more happening here. And there's so much room to be able to. Now, there could be mistakes on pit road. There could be mistakes coming to. You want to make sure as well that if you're coming to pit road this time, if you don't need tires, you're not taking tires. If you don't need but 20 laps of fuel, you're only taking 23 laps of fuel to be able to get that green white checker. That's going to be the big factor here. There's pit road entry, and there's so much that can happen on this racing surface right here at pit road entry, and that means going from 200 miles an hour down to pit road speed limit, and it's just insane. Pit road exit right past the start finish line, right past that pit road exit right there. Everything within a reason. And there's got to be a reason. That's what we're seeing right now. It's insanity, folks. What a race. So far, so good. Pit road speed limit's 55 miles an hour as well. So if you think about 55 miles an hour and you're doing 202 miles an hour off a corner exit, it's exactly where it needs to be. John Hammond behind the 5-2. This time they've only lost about 0.2 of a second since I last criticized working the outside lane. So a much better lap time last time by 49.65 is your race leader's lap time. Jason Day's lap time this last time a 50.07. So they've got to get 0.4 of a second, and John Hammond will blow that car up trying to get them closer. Siegfried now off the pace, but he's there. That's 13.8 seconds to that driver. To the leader right now, you see the relative on the left side of your screen, 14.5. John Hammond, they just gained 0.2 of a second that lap. And that's big. And I'm not criticizing it in a bad way. It's just my job to call the race, folks. That's what I do. That's what I try to do. 49.55. This time for this group, 49.45, so a tenth better. They close on the back straightaway. They do have a better back straightaway. They close about 2/10. 3 and 4 just seems to be the issue. Robert Church in tow. Jerry Culver there as well. Grijalva there as well. A lot of drivers stacking up outside the lane. So where they were making gains, you see them all stepping out. The 04 back here with David Steiner behind him. Those drivers are on the lead lap. Everybody still needs to come to pit road all the way to Strickland here. Strickland and Brad Dove working together. Dove, 6 laps down, trying to carry him. How about it now? Everybody coming to pit road. That second group is coming to pit road. Durand leading the other group around.
They're talking about it on the radio right now.
So we're seeing everybody do their thing. Robert Church doing what he's got to do. And we'll see just how pit road entry is going to work. For that group, no speeding penalties on pit road. And now Chris Justice and company coming to pit road. That's what it looks like to funnel in. 55 miles an hour. As the second group will now have to get back up to speed. Joan Strickland now has Brad Dove in front of him. Chris Justice into his pit stall. Fuel only for some drivers. And I would say that a lot of drivers either taking fuel only or right side tires as this whole thing starts to shake up. Fuel only for Chris Justice. Big Art off pit road. Still looking for any kind of penalty there. I don't see any. So a clean pit stop so far for all of the drivers. So Big Art to come out. Caffrey in tow with Mark Retchen. Trying to get up to speed. Grijalva right behind as well. John Hammond coming off pit road. Stryker and Dion on pit road as well. Churchy is going to be there as well. I think Church is his second time back to pit road. I didn't see. Oh, David Steiner did have a penalty there. So we'll see. That might have been a pit road exit issue, pit road exit violation. Big Art, Justice, Meta, your top 3. 1.7 back is going to be this little 3 group. 4 drivers. How about the top 7 all within a blanket? Caffrey, Retchen, same distance back, so not much loss there. And Jason Day is going to be right behind him. Tony Sanders, Jerry Culver. Tony Sanders in tow. Jerry Culver has John Hammond with him. And so now everything is separated, and they pretty much need an issue. They need something bad to go wrong. And right now, that 4-car pack right there, you see Sean Young's going to be the first driver off the lead lap. Strickland pulling the race there with Brad Dove. Dove came in on 60 along with a couple of other drivers. Michael Strickland got hung out there by himself. He's able to leg out here. He came in with Strickland. He completed his lap 60, so 6 laps apart. I do apologize about that. He did come in with Stryker, so they are working together. So Strickland would be the first driver off the lead lap if he can get himself in a positive situation here. Praying for a caution. Cautions happened early. Now not working as much. 88-25. Need to stay the inside lane. They need to make that big group pass them on the outside. If they give up that inside lane, that momentum that they're going to carry is just going to put them in a bad situation, and they need to be up to speed. They need to be able to carry the draft into the straightaway, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Keep the inside, make them pass you up to speed on the outside lane. Matt is going to be in second. Justice is going to be in third. Jonathan Casepier, Joshua Siegfried, 4th and 5th. Chris, appreciate the like out there. Big R to out front. Strickland's going to be in 15th here. First driver off the lead lap. Roberge staying the course, coming to pit road. He is driving for me. Much love to Chris and all he does and everything he has got going on. Strickland, Dove. If Stryker wants to be able to continue to have that lucky dog spot, he needs to stay with these top 7. And needs to be in position right here. John Hammond, tail end of this extra group here. 26 seconds, the difference. They lost a ton of ground on pit road. Oh, 1, 16, 14. That's what I talked about. Make them use the outside lane. Make them break that group up. Be able to carry the speed. There's the second group just ahead. Clint Hackett and a couple of drivers. And now, Michael Strickland will be able to break that up. Is going to be able to do so. Does a great job of keeping them honest here. David Duran not clear. Brad Dove, Michael Strickland able to carry, and that's important there. Michael Strickland needs that spot. That's where he needs to be. That's where, if he wants that lucky dog, he needs something to go his way, and he needs to be right there in that spot. And stay out of the mess. 14 drivers on the lead lap. Last driver to be in that spot's going to be right there. We'll have to see how this is going to prevail. Clint Hackett and company right there. It's Brock Duty on the outside. These two working together. They're going to be able to soak back into the draft, so the single file lane gets a little bit longer here. Duran tail end of the market. Hello, Penguin out there, says a couple of folks. Budgie.
Yeah, I popped into chat since we haven't had a caution, so.
Got some time. Oh, baby. All right. Here we go. 13 laps to go. Duty, Clint Hackett, right in tow. Big Art leads on the inside. Matt is going to be there as well. There's Kobler, Durand, and Siegfried out there working. And now at 2x2, might be able to try to benefit some of that second group. We'll see. We'll see if the 12 lap to go antsiness can back out of the corner. I don't want to be the leader with 5 laps to go. I want to be the leader coming out of 3 and 4. That's what I want to be, the leader on the last lap.
I want to be the leader coming into the trial.
Caution comes out. I think hopefully Stryker was able to avoid that. I don't know. Kobler off track. Oh, he was. Stryker cleared. Should be your lucky dog. Let's take a look at what happened. Kobler off track. And a Brad Dove. Hold on. Hold on to your butt. Caution comes out. We'll have less than 10 laps to go. Bump from the 99 to the 85. Bump again on the back bumper. It's a little freed up. Out of the Oh, he does. He got freed up. And then Kobler goes around. Brad Dove goes around as well. And interesting. Don't hit Strickland. That's exactly what he's saying. You know, he's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. That's exactly what's going on. Culver's still on the lead lap. Going to be an opportunity for that driver. Now everybody's going to be able to play catch up here. Do you come in for some shoes? No.
You said that and something flashed me back to my younger years.
What was that?
My little sister, she was adopted from Korea, and she used to say, "Don't you touch a me."
Yeah, don't touch me.
Don't
Not touchy.
you touch a. Don't you touch a.
Not touchy. Striker, be your lucky dog here. He'll wait till he passes the start-finish line, then he'll get sent. In a good way. Strategy coming into play. Now, block away, folks. We got 10 laps to go. Block away. This is what
we call a shootout.
Yeah, this is yeah. We'll be under 10 laps to go when we go back to green. It'll be about 8 laps to go, I do believe. This is when I would say that K-Spear and Siegfried or whoever was doing it earlier, and I can't remember now, going back to all that. This is when I would say this is when you get control of the race line, and this is when you utilize good timing and good timed blocks to be able to do so. Man, caution comes out at an opportune time.
Definitely good for that second pack because they get a chance to take another shot at reeling them in, getting up there to the front, which is what we're trying to do. And that green flag run was a really long run. Our last caution was at lap 25.
That's good. That means we had a 50-lap green flag run pretty much. We're pretty close to it. Pretty darn close to it.
We might as well call it 50.
That's a good scenario. All right, Striker coming to pit road. You know what's a great thing about Striker being your lucky dog?
What's that?
If he decided he was going to go ahead and take tires there, he's going to be one of the best pushers that you're going to see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
New tires against old rubber. I don't know. He might be able to have some grip in the corner, too. Might be able to try to make that pass in the corner. And that's the thing, is that a lot of drivers are out there on 40 or 50 lap old tires, which can be done at a super speedway. The wear is minimal on this tire model. But the biggest thing that I see out of all of it is that we just watch a car that was running second to a driver that he bumped get a little bit free in the corner. And that's what happened to Bryce. He got free, and then it checked him up. He went from running 196 miles an hour to about 180, 185, and that checked him up massively into that corner. But he's good. He's got a fast repair. And the gloves come off.
Yeah, it now goes from a long green flag race to a shootout. And they are 1 degree.
Oh, baby. 4th caution of the race. 1 caution for the stage. Well, no, I'll take that back. They had a caution for incident that happened at the stage lap. So, yeah, 4 cautions for incident here tonight. And the stage has been... It's good. Say it out loud. Well,
good.
It's good. Dude. One of my favorite movies. Bruce Almighty. I imagine that if I'm lucky enough to cross the pearly gates, Morgan Freeman will be there to narrate. I know he hates doing his impressions or he hates doing the soliloquies, but he has such a great voice. It's a shame. All right. 01, 16, 14, 85, 352. Then the 8, 10, 24, 99 is going to be your top 10, 15 drivers on the lead lap. The Sean Dion, David Steiner battling for Lucky Dog spot here. So they got to just keep it clean. Green flag. 8 laps to go. There's John Hammond. Kobler trying to go places. Chris Justice here with the 0-1. You want Justice on your back bumper. He's going to be there. Matta to the outside. Siegfried's going to be there as well. 8 laps to go to be 7 this time by. Can they make it all the way to the checkered flag? That's going to be the biggest question I'm going to have about Michael Caffrey. He is in position. The 9 of Brock Duty giving himself a little bit of room here. He bounces out of it. Michael Strickland to David Arand can work together. They do have the middle lane working well. Duty giving up all that race real estate. He's fine. David Steiner and Sean Dione back there. They're fine. They keep it clean. I think Sean's like, hey, I'm good. Like he and David Steiner just needs to stay out of it. So does Sean. Clint Hackett's there as well. All those drivers could be your next free pass. Matta to the lead. Jason Day in second. Matta drops down, leaves Siegfried up high. Looking at the 85 of the 10. About it 3 wide back there. Caffrey had a little bit of help. Stryker starting to move forward as well. Tony Sanders in the mix, and I tell you what, that middle lane's starting to pick up.
The middle lane's got some form to it. Holding it nice and straight.
Matta gets squirrely on the bottom. Stryker, Sanders goes low. Tony Sanders picks up the inside lane. 85's going to drop low. Stryker now has best case scenario behind him. John Hammond, middle lane, try to make it work. Siegfried up to block to the 88. That's his one free one. And now the 88 of Michael Strickland goes low. John Hammond has Caffrey there as well. Strickland leads. And here comes Grijalva down to the bottom side with him. Inside lane organized. 8 trying to push down to the back straightaway. Drivers off of the bottom side. Grijalva dropping low. He says, whoop, I'm good. Siegfried Hammond. Hammond all over the back bumper. 5 laps to go here. Again, adminbox.com. Thank you to Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you to the Chop Shop Racing Series and the Chopp'N It Up podcast. 3x3 back there as a single file lane. Joshua Siegfried sees John Hammond right where he needs to be. One of the things you got to remember, I don't want to be the race leader 5 laps to go. I want to be the race leader 1 lap to go. Drivers all the way out to the outside. 5-1 goes. There's Stryker with him. Durand, Strickland, John Hammond, Matta, they're right behind. Matta is getting squirrely on the inside. Huge momentum out of the back straightaways. The drivers continue to push. 2x2. Hammond glued to the back bumper to the 85. 5-1, 8-8, 14 up on the outside. 0-1 of Big Art is there. Caffrey back to the inside. Inside lane can get a big run here, but the outside lane is going to prevail. Oh, no. John Hammond's your race leader here as they wreck behind him and in front of him and all the way around. That was intense, insane, and every bit of what you expect. Oh, my goodness. We ain't done yet. Watch this. Woo. That's exactly what happened around him. Hold on, we're going to back up. It happened all the way around him. We'll take a look from the onboard. Joshua Siegfried's right there in the 85. 51, 88 to the outside. Oh. Caffrey ends up second. There's a big wreck in the rearview mirror. Okay. All right. We have to let's go back to live. He's so Pete. All right. This started right here. All right. Yeah. Let's take a look. Oh, baby. A lot of black flags to clear there. And I tell you what, this is just hard pushing. 88 out of corner exit, gets to the back bumper of the 51. And I told you, he's going to be the driver you want pushing, but the older tires did happen there. And man, oh man, Clint Hackett, Jonathan Casebeer all involved. Man. Strickland able to avoid the majority of it, except for there.
Spoke too soon.
He was able to save the car and then was fine here. And then he's trying to slow it down. And then the Dion just up in arms there. So Strickland to pit road. I don't even know if he has his fast repair. He might. He might still have it. Does he have it? 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 Bloop. Got it. A brand new car. John Hammond, your race leader. Michael Caffrey's going to be second. Big Art's going to be third. Mark Retchen fourth. Jerry Culver, Grijalva, Kobler, Matta, Casebeer, Tony Sanders. Lot of position to be gained here. David Duran getting the car worked on. I think he had to use his fast repair early. David Steiner's should be back on the lead lap here. I do believe. Somebody got a free pass. I don't know who it was. We're good. Taking a look.
Well, now we go to the super shootout of green, white, checker.
2 attempts at a green, white, checkered coming up. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's good.
Striker took the claim on that one.
I mean, he did give him a bump.
I think I would have taken that one to peer review because that was...
It was racing. I mean, then again, if you're the pusher and you turn the driver in front of you, it is your fault. So I get it. I get the claim. One of the things this league does, folks, is if you don't claim an incident, it's all peer reviewed, which means they put up replays and your peers get to decide your fate. They're a democratic republic in this.
Be right back.
Oh, man. All right. I mean, the biggest thing they need here is a white flag. It's the biggest thing they need. Mark Retchen. Now, where does John Hammond choose? Choose the outside lane to pull Retchen. This Talladega is a great racetrack. Yeah, he's going to choose the outside lane. Sure is. To pull Retchen. Caffrey and Big Art are going to be on the inside. Mark Retchen just pretty much has to be up on his wheels here. Oh, baby. Let's go back through the driver cams. I think Dama's gone. He is. Thank you, Dama, for being in the driver cams. I appreciate you. There's Joseph Grijalva. Thank you to Grijalva, of course. Thank you to, that was Roberge. Much love, Roberge. Thank you, sir, very much. There's Jerry Culver. He's in 6th. There's Brad Dove. He is in 20th, but he's out there still running. Appreciate Dove and all the cool things he does. I don't remember who that was. There is Clint Hackett. He's still out there. He's still got positions to go as long as he can keep the car clean. 14 drivers on the lead lap. David Steiner not on the lead lap. There is Chris Justice. He is out there still competing. And that's it. That's all the driver cams tonight. Thank you to Beef Jerky Unlimited. Make sure you go to beefjerkyunlimited.com to get yourself a driver today. That means that you're going to spend $55 plus shipping, and you're going to get yourself a whole bunch of beef jerky, and it's going to be absolutely delicious, and you're going to love every bit of it because it's the best beef jerky in this here United States. I promise you. Because if you don't like it, all you got to do is just message them and say, hey, there's something wrong with my beef jerky. And they'll make sure that you come home satisfied. They will, and they love feedback. They love feedback on their beef jerky. I'm ready to go. You're ready to go. How about it? There's a look at the pace car. He's going to be diving in as the drivers get ready to go Back to it. Biggest pythons at all of iRacing. Fifth caution of the race. Green, white, checkered attempt coming up here for the 85th lap. This race is far from over. Restart zone, they're green. Outside lane prevails. Caffrey up. John Hammond. Mark Retchen. Joseph Grijalva. Jonathan Casebeer. 2 to go. Out of the back straightaway, we're going to see 3 wide. Oh, gets squirreled up. Retchen gets squirreled up. Retchen goes around. And John Hammond, still your race leader. I tell you what, Mark Retchen was on his bumper. Oh, man. It freed up. That's what happened. That's what happened to the outside lane. Mark Retchen doing a great job here. Got to the back bumper, hit him pretty good, and just freed him up a little bit. Great save, but that checked up the 24 and nowhere for the outside lane to go. Big Art involved. Nathan Big Art hit the wall hard. Watch this. 3 comes down sharply, takes off the rear bumper of the 01. And the front bumper falls off because it's dragging the ground, and the left front just destroyed. So Nate had to jump to pit road. Jonathan Casebeer went to avoid here. Actually got a little contact with the 10. That shot him down just a little bit. So Casebeer with some nose damage. 6th caution of the race. Sean Hammond out front needs one more good dang old thing to happen his way. I can't curse. I get it. I said, nah, it's Dega. Jason Day, we were talking about it before the start of this race. Said he was like, last time I ran a camera, he was like, I was just right there at the very end. I needed 20 more seconds, and he would have had a great finish. And then this time runs the camera at Dega. It's Dega.
Yeah, happens? It's Dega.
Oh man. Thank you for the raid. Oh man, I didn't even hear it. My alert didn't. What's going on, man? I didn't even hear my alert go off. I'm so sorry. 27 Tattoo, thank you for the raid out there. Much love. Appreciate you. It's been a great race so far. Giddy Up Striker says Ricky out there. Thank you for the raid. Big shout out. Thank you for the shout outs out there to him there, Budgie. That's absolutely what I want to do. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you, and I always appreciate when I see you live too. We try to send people over to you. Much love to you. David Steiner is going to be your lucky dog. He gets his lap back finally. So now we have 2 Australians inside or on the lead lap. Brock Duty is still off the lead lap. Siegfried's going to be out of the race. Clint Hackett's still out there as well. He is driving the best looking modified you've ever seen. Dione is going to be out there as well. And the 4, Big Art's on pit road. Dude, legendary. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. How was your races? How was your stream? How did it go? Tell me. I know you were out there probably racing in one of those fantastic league races that you race in. We're missing this. We're down to the second green, white checkered. Penguin, is this the final green, white checkered?
We have one more.
We have one more. Okay. What's going on, Pats fan? Good to see you out there. All right, there's 3 attempts at a green, white checkered. I was wrong. I'm okay with being wrong.
Sometimes it takes 3 takes to get it right. Third time's a charm.
I only like 1 green, white checkered attempt. Can't get it right the first time. Well, I mean,
Well, and this also comes down to, if you think about this comes down to fuel strategy. How many guys in that last caution only picked up enough fuel for the 1 green, white check?
Well, they could run 30-plus laps. John Hammond came out on 65. The more they're under caution, the better off it is as far as fuel strategy.
Yeah, true.
So everybody should be fine. And then we have a few other drivers who came in for fast repairs. No doubt they put
if
a couple.
They picked up full tanks, though. What if they didn't pick up full tanks to get out of the pits fast?
I bet they were close enough. Did a 4-hour test and tune, working on super late model setups for Oxford. Sweet. You're doing well. You can't race till, yeah, that's all right. I mean, it happens, man. You got to get your computer fixed. Everybody, when you have computer problems, you got to get them, you got to get them fixed. You got to have the right problems here. Chris Justice driving a modified as well. He's got no front bumper. Is he going to be able to push without?
I'm sorry.
Durand.
Oh, gee.
I mean,
You can't hear the radios.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't hear the radios. No, I've got them turned off.
That's what I'm laughing about, is what's going on the radio right now.
Oh, the behind the scenes.
I'll just say that one person said, I know that you're terrified that I'm behind you, but it won't happen again. And other people are like, you know, that person said they were going to marry me. You see how that turned out.
All right, it's going to be Hammond, Caffrey, Grijalva, Justice, Culver, David Durand, Tony Sanders, Michael Strickland, Kobler, Case Beer. There's a lot to be said. It's going to be 70. Just haven't looked at if there are any problems, which is good. That's a good thing. Sometimes, folks, when you need to get your PC looked at, you know, you can go out there and buy all the parts in the world. There are defective parts out there. There are parts that have problems. You can go buy the spec, and you can go buy what it's supposed to have, and something can just go wrong. Could be a bent pen, could be static, could be anything. You know, static electricity kills more computers than user error. That's exactly, and that's the truth. It's going to be insane. All right, I'm ready. Let's do it again. Can they make it around to the white flag? And can John Hammond finally get a win? No guarantees. Green flag. Capri leads that lap by a smidgen. John Hammond back to the inside. Grijalva there as well. Chris Justice all over the back bumper. He's got, I mean, they got nothing. 7 trying to be their side draft. Grijalva to the back bumper of the 8 of John Hammond. 77's got no help. And there they go. 51 to the back bumper. 88 going well. Chris Justice with no front bumper says, hey, guys, come on now. All right. And it was down to the trioval area. I'm holding my fingers. They're crossed. Can it happen? White flag waves. Final lap here at Talladega Super Speedway. John Hammond, Joseph Grijalva. And they're getting all turned up sideways behind. Strickland to the outside. Kobler, K-Spear, Retchen gets turned. John Hammond, Joseph Grijalva trying to pull the crew together. Everybody wrecking behind. Grijalva. Kobler to the bottom. Strickland there as well. Side draft for the 8 and the 10. Bryce Kobler's got no help there to block. Grijalva, John Hammond. Joseph Grijalva. John Hammond, photo finish. John Hammond wins. John Hammond wins. Grijalva, John Hammond separated by 1,000th of a second. By 1,000th of a second. What a finish. K-Spear finishes 3rd. Strickland finishes 4th. Chris Justice somehow, someway finishes 5th with no front bumper. John Hammond finally gets a win. He's got to win before. Okay, may not go away from that. He's got to win before. He just has not gotten a win on my platform, and I've been waiting 2.5 years for this to happen. And John Hammond gets a close finish. He and Grijalva, I'm telling you, that what a finish that was. What a finish. John's I'm going to let him burn it down for as long as he wants to. We got to go back. The 10 committed. Kobler up to block. Right move. Double bump. I thought that Grijalva had it here. And John Hammond able to chase the corner. Pulls the side draft. Look at the side draft right there. Right there's your finish. Watch this corner, and I'll try to turn it down for you. Let me make sure that we're good to go here. And we'll go quarter speed. And we'll look down. Right about, as close as you can get. We're going the old-fashioned way there, folks. Frame by frame. Right there. And it not quite 1,000th, but pretty damn close there. That's your finish for the 8 and the 10. Oh, my goodness. Sorry if I yelled at you.
I don't need to hear until Monday.
Sorry, brother. What a great finish. What a great race. Leave it out of chat, folks. Take it over to their Discord. Don't put it in my chat. That is the last time I'm warning any drivers out there. Please make sure that if you have a problem with what happened in the race, you leave it in their Discord. You talk to the admins about it. I have no control over what happened there. I saw a block. I saw the 10 get a bump to the 8, and then I saw the 8 get the ricochet into the 99, and then a great finish at the end. It was a phenomenal race. We saw some impactful racing. We saw some lines that were working. We saw some up and down momentum from driver. We saw sketch. We saw all kinds of things happen. I'm going to tell you what, still one of the best races that we've seen on this platform, and a fantastic finish at Talladega. That's what you come down to see. We saw a whole bunch of people getting wrecked on the back straightaway. I haven't even looked at that yet, and that's exactly what it sees. Man, oh man. All right. Race results. Hammond, Grijalva, K-Spear is going to be your top 3. Michael Strickland, Chris Justice, your top 5. Tony Sanders, David Steiner, Jerry Culver, David Arand, and Michael Caffrey, your top 10. We only had 9 drivers finish on the lead lap after the chaos on the back straightaway. Mark Retchen finishes at 11th. Matt is going to be 12th. Big Art, Kobler, and, of course, Brock Duty, your top 15. Joshua finishes in 16th. Clint Hackett and Sean Dione are going to finish in 17th, 18th. Down the rest of the results. Jason Day, Church, Roberge, Mr. Dama having those wheel issues earlier. Hopefully he can get that figured out, because that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see him be able to get back onto the racetrack. Insanity. All right. Here we go. I get to do it. I get to roll it. I screamed at a lot of people because this is a long time coming. John Hammond is your victor at Talladega Super Speedway.
Oh, my God.
My goodness, my friend, finally 2.5 years of calling races. I know you have a win in the league already, but you haven't had a win on my platform. And tonight you get it done. And you and Grijalva had a good race there. We were walking, we went through and we looked at what happened there at the end. A big shove. 99 comes up to give you to take the lane and try to keep you from winning, which we see blocking happening. That's going to happen. You go to move, Grijalva goes to move with you, bumps, bangs
at the end. Oh my God, man! I don't believe I won that. I seen him. I only had fuel. That was it. If it would have won another green white checker, I would have had to pit. I didn't have enough fuel to go to third green white checker. I feel bad for Bryce. I mean, I knew Grijalva was behind me. Let's start on the restart. I hate being that guy in first is always the loser, and I I was up front, and I always told him I'm going on green, going on green. I seen that the guy on the outside didn't have a bumper, so I took the inside lane with Grijalva, and then we just went. They had a good run, and then it just died that outside lane, and then there was a big wreck behind us, and Grijalva was so close to me, I didn't see Bryce and the Striker coming, and Striker was in the same chat room with me, but he was silent as a church mouse, and they were just coming, and all of a sudden Grijalva goes, "They're coming on the inside," and I'm like, they were there, so I just got down close to him to slide draft, which sucked Striker way back. And then I knew Bryce was going to go, so I went up a little, and Grijalva followed me a little bit. And then Bryce came up high in front of me, and then I shot down low, and he went to make the block, and I just had too much momentum. Grijalva was with me, and I just hit him in the wrong spot. I seen him shoot off to the left. So again, sorry for that, but you know, I'm going to say, dude, I haven't won in 2.5 years, dude. So I'm going for it. And Grijalva gets to my outside, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose to a guy that hasn't raced in a year, dude. And then I just said, side draft, side draft, side draft. So I just tucked up right by him, and then it just killed him right at the line. And came across the line as a win, dude. What a race. What a race. There was a couple things I did in the race earlier, mistakes. I got into the 24 a little bit, bumping too hard. When we were spread out, I just that long run, it was just crazy. Um, I could push, man. I could push. So eventually, I got up there behind Day, and then I would just push it until I was about to blow and get a little air and keep doing it. We were gaining, and then the caution came out. I don't know the 99 and maybe the 7 or 85. I'm not sure. Which was huge. Brought the field back together, 10-lap shootout, and what a race, man. I'll take 6 cautions at Talladega. It wasn't a very big field, but it was big enough, and great job to all the drivers.
Tell you what, Grijalva pushing you there at the end. Now, Culver comes up there, bump. We're as you're talking, we're reliving what happened here. He gets a big run there. That side draft, you watch it just slow down and just barely across the line. Insane to see. And actually, I think Striker came up and made a little bit of contact with you in 3 and 4. That's what slowed him down the most.
Dude, I was just locked on that, holding my line and hoping. Grijalva halfway through said, "Hey, I'm with you. And then, of course, when that checker flag comes out, man, there's no more friends, dude. I seen him jump out to the outside, and I even said to him, "Oh, you're gonna steal it!" And then I just went up to side draft him in and got it.
Well,
So,
I don't think he really had a choice because because he gave it.
When
It was
I
just
bumped,
it was just an awkward. Actually, it was his bump that bumped the. Yeah, when the 99 came up, you went to go inside. When you went to go inside, he was actually trying to come back down to block the inside lane.
I don't know.
And Grijalva, he didn't plan for it, so he didn't see that happening. So it was just it was like you turned, he turned, and he was still in the throttle, and
It kind of just forced me in.
yeah,
Race.
and
Like I said, I don't. I hate doing it that way, but that's just racing, dude. It's gonna happen, especially at plate racing. 99, great job, man. He come from the back from an EOL, and plate racing, that's easy to do. I've done it thousands of times, front to back, back to front, and finally got one, man. I don't win mile and a half. I don't win short tracks unless something happens. I won Indy in the league last season. Won this one. These are my favorite races because I feel I do good at it. I'm great at them. If I could just learn to save a little tire, I'll win some more races. It's just I got the balls to do it. I just can't Can't get save the tires.
Well, this was epic, and I'm sorry if anybody missed any of what was said there. If it sounded like he was breaking up or anything, I mean I could hear everything that was going on there. I don't know what's going on. We thought we had fixed all the audio issues. Let me tell you, I hate all that. But basically, he said everything that I said, and he said everything that he did, and I tell you what, for as long as this has been going, and it makes me a fan of racing again. I saw things today that I disagreed with. I saw things in the race that I was like, this is what you should see happening. This is what, it makes super speedway racing exciting whenever you can get out here and you can say, you know what, we had some long distance racing, we had some cautions, we had some all kinds of things, some drama go every which way but Sunday, and I will tell you that the biggest thing that I saw today was, regardless if you finish P2 or if you were going to finish ahead of them, the key moment here of this race was the side draft on Grijalva. That was the key moment, and that's what won your race.
This was an odd race, and we'll leave it at that. It was a race of runs.
Yeah.
A race of runs. I mean, I was sitting there scratching my head 14 laps in going, Jesus, we're 3 wide, we're 4 wide, on lap 13. I'm like, but it's just hard to eat those runs, man. You feel invincible. But as soon as you break out of there, dude, as soon as you get into the traffic in the middle, you're done. It just sucks you straight back. So you had to pick and choose your battles. So, well, man, great job by all the drivers, man. I'm just so stoked that I finally won one.
It was good to me. It was good, good race, and I was screaming whenever you won. You'll hear it. It was.
Did you say down goes Hammond?
No, I said. You know what I said earlier? I said I'm secretly rooting for Hammond, though you'll never hear me say it.
Yeah. You just hear it in his voice.
That's exactly right. It was I was like, man, I'm finally
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm content. I could retire tomorrow and I've got John Hammond winning on my platform. So that's
all those guys, they'll win their miles and a half, man. I wouldn't say I'm a back marker. I'm middle of the guy, man. So I'm gonna take this and cherish it because I don't get many with the Bryces and the 99s, the Biggards and Stricklands. All those guys are super fast, super good, and I'm just got lucky. It's plate racing. It's a definition of anybody's game on plate racing. So, it is. Shout out to everybody, all the drivers, you. Definitely my family and stuff let me do this every night, in and out, especially running the league, all the admins. Special shout out to Retchen. He's a big supporter of the group. He's always helping out here and there. Stryker for doing a lot of stuff, a lot of our videos, a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of hands in the cookie jar to put all this together. I hope everybody's enjoying it, and we'll just keep it going. As long as people keep showing up, we'll keep putting it up here and race season in and season out.
It was there, up 9 spots. First time winner on this platform, 2-time Cup winner in the Cup Series for the Chop Racing Series. Congratulations, John. This was awesome. This was awesome to witness. It was awesome to watch. It came down to probably the second or third closest margin of victory on our platform, and at Talladega, it just makes it that much better. So. A phenomenal race. Congratulations once again.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next week in the playoffs.
You got it.
That's John Hammond, your victor here tonight as he comes home P1, and the guy who almost took it away from him. P2 finisher tonight, Joseph Grijalva. Move of the day for John Hammond was side drafted you on the straightaway. Move for you of the day was being in position, which is what you needed to be there on that last green, white checkered attempt. You committed to him. A couple of bumps there, just had the momentum on the outside. It almost seemed like you needed to move to the wall.
Yeah, typically in the past, the wall is the quickest way, but we just couldn't get it going this time. It's been a while since I raced, so Maybe things changed. I don't know, but it's got a little bumps from some guys. It's plate racing, got squished and shot out of line. And then the cautions really saved me there. Surely I was in that last green white. I'm like, surely it's gonna be another one. So it helped me out. Everybody wrecked, and it moved me up to the front. So a little luck there.
One of the things that I like about this car in this format is the Ford. And I've always been a fan of Fords on draft tracks, and statistically and historically speaking, the best pushes come from Fords. What is it about the car that I mean, I know that you stick with it anyway, but what is it about the car that just makes it so dynamic at these super speedways?
I mean, I personally believe, and some of those guys that have driven all different cars say otherwise, and some agree with me. But I personally believe each car on the sim is good at certain tracks. They're just better, and we see that in real life too. Fords are generally quicker on the bigger tracks like Michigan and Auto Club, and they're great at drafting. They always show speed. There's a lot of power under the hood, is what it is. And then I'm just comfortable with John. That's really what it is. Once John and I get linked up, or me or Stryker and I, guys, we've raced for years now. We get hooked up and we're just locked bumper to bumper. It's almost like we're one. When tandem drafting used to be a thing, we're just one car now. So it's a lot have to do with trusting the driver as well.
Well, tonight that was the biggest key. I mean, you got to get out there. You got to trust. You got to put the momentum there. The move at the end when he went to move down to try to thwart the block from Bryce. Did you expect it? Because I mean, that's all that we saw there. At that particular point, you're locked onto his bumper. He makes a sharp move. You get to the back right quarter panel. Just bumpy to bump, and then I mean you're still in the throttle, so you're still moving forward.
Yeah, it when they were coming up on us, I saw him in the mirror after Jerry spun with I didn't see who was behind him, and then Stryker and Bryce come up, and they got our draft, so they're gonna shoot right next to us, maybe even past us, and I'm yelling at John. They're coming on our inside, so John moves to the little lane and gives them as little room as possible, and there they go. There goes Bryce, and then John gets next to Stryker and he stopped, man. I swear he hit the brake or blew up. That's what it looked like. So he broke off, and so I'm like, once I saw him break off, I'm like, all right, we got Bryce, but I didn't see. All I saw was John's bumper, the rear bumper. So I didn't see Bryce do blocks or anything. It was a checkup, and I ended up next to John. I'm like, well, I guess we're gonna drag race it now. And once again, the sidetrack played a key role at the end. So that moment felt like forever, but it was great.
I mean, I tell you what, one of the biggest components of this car has been whether or not it can take a beating, whether or not it can finish where, get yourself in position is enough to make your race feel accomplished, but to have yourself be there at the end and to be able to have, quote unquote, have a drag race, that's got to feel, as exciting as near as winning. I mean, of course, everybody wants to win, but to have it there at the end and to be such a close margin, what's that thought process like, and what's the feeling like? Because I think that's the big key here.
So we seen it at Talladega time after time, because the start finish line is further down past pit road. If this was Daytona, it'd be all me, but it's not. So it's a little bit further down past pit road. I'm like, oh, we got to go a little more. Yeah, it's great to get a top 10 at a play track. My luck here. It's just a horde. So I'll take a top 10 at a play track. But to have a shot at winning in the first place is great. So to try have a chance there, drag race it with John was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Congrats to John as well for picking up a win in quite a while. And I do want to throw an apology to Mark back there from that last yellow. It was just, I don't know if they just got together, hit the wall, but I just ended up on his left rear and around he went. But yeah, it was exciting at the end.
Definitely a ton of fun, and I'm just real quick rewatching. It's a half speed, so or back straightaway here, seeing where the run is developing, where it's coming from, and just kind of figuring out where this whole line kind of drag. I mean, you got Stryker right with the 99, and I'm just watching the inside lane about to be taken up. Yeah, I see the move here. This is when you're telling him, hey, they're coming on the inside, and then he moves down. You've got the better line. I think if it's a drag race on the corner exit, it's going to go to your advantage. Yeah, he just literally it just stops. It is almost like they made contact, which is what I saw there. But out of the corner, you're committed. There's Hammond. Kobler comes up. Then, John went to move down. There it is, right there. There's the side drift. All the way out. You're leading here.
That's crazy, man. He squeezed them and then moved up, and it sucked Stryker up the track.
Yeah, it did. And then here, by that much, by a tire. So I'll get the official margin here in a second. That's what I want to see. By 0.014, so 14 1,000th of a second. So that's pretty good, I would say. So, Joe, welcome back to racing. Welcome back home. Much love to the family out there, of course, and always. P2 finish tonight. Give your shout outs.
Hey, thanks. It's good to be back. The first race on coming back is a plate track. I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna go. Might be a little rusty. We'll see. But it's almost like riding a bike. It's just true to form. Felt like any stop at all. So appreciate you putting it on. Congrats to John. To everybody watching on the stream, dad supporting, sister out there, the baby helping sometimes, trying to help. And the car sponsor, BKA, Border Karting Association. Look them up on Facebook. Give them a thumbs up. Group's growing pretty big. And also a shout out for TandaRacing.com, product kart supplier for the entire country of the United States. If you guys want to go kart racing, go to the website, hit him up. The guy's name is Trey. He's a great guy. He'll hook you up to get starting in karting if you're interested. So check it out.
It'll be a ton of fun to see what you do next week, brother. Congratulations. We'll see you the next race.
We'll see you.
And it's Grijalva coming home, NP. Another day, another podium, says there it is. We'll talk to Jonathan Caseby here at the end. Your P3 finisher tonight. I want to go back and I want to watch what your progress was here. Congrats on a P3 finish. I saw it in chat that you just needed to keep your foot in it, which is part of the plan here. Throughout the middle portion of the race, though, I was watching what you guys were doing, and it seemed like you guys tried to we're trying to go everywhere, anyway, which way, and it didn't seem like it was organized. Once you finally got organized, it seemed like you guys were actually able to make ground. But what did it take to get organized up until that point? And we're going to see as we talk about that. We'll watch how you went from I think it was 9th or 10th on the restart there, all the way up to 3rd.
Once everybody got nerves settled from restarts was when it really got a little bit easier. People weren't jumping lanes as much. I think it was most of the issues were restarts. Everybody's hard on the gas, shifting through the gears, heart racing. Once laps started turning, started calming down, the moves were still there, but they weren't as often. And so I think it was just over time, as it calmed down, everybody got hooked up together the way they wanted.
After the stage and after all the cautions kind of played out, once you guys had that long, almost 50 lap green flag run, that's when we noticed that there was a little bit less momentum. But once the field split and 7 drivers are up front, that everybody rode single file to run away. That's what I saw. Prior to that, though, it seemed like everything was just shaking around. Everybody was trying to make moves, trying to figure out who was going to run where, who was going to be trying to lead. We saw more people try to take the lead on the outside lane, and that allowed Big Art to just kind of keep the bottom. Big Art and Durand able to keep the inside lane kind of checked out there. When it comes to getting into those kinds of packs, where do you have to kind of be like, all right, I have to settle down because I'm not going to be here at the end if I continue to move this way?
Yeah, that outside line, people kept trying to make work all the way up by the wall. And I wanted to make it work by side drafting the bottom lane. Once me and my teammate Matta got 1-2 on the outside and started side drafting and got to the front, we could control it. But when the top lane ran the wall, they'd get a big run, they'd get even, maybe 1 or 2 cars out in front, and then they'd die again. And I was kind of confused as to why that was going on. But yeah, I definitely would rather have stayed either in line on the bottom and calm or on the top side drafting the front cars to get the lead.
I tell you what, Kobler, I was just watching that at a 2. Kobler came down to try to split you and Stryker up there. If you'd have committed with Kobler on that one, which, I mean, it puts you 5th in line, you still had the draft, so there's still opportunity here. If you found yourself in that situation again, would you have pushed him or would you have just kind of let it play out the same way?
I would let it play out the same way, because if I would have tried to push him in that spot, it probably would have wrecked him as well, and then I would have had no draft from anybody, and then anybody behind could have just gone on by. So I don't think I would have tried to push him if that scenario happened again.
Good deal. Good deal. That's what I would have asked. It's good answer. And if I'm going to say anything, it's a great answer. So, and you're able to capitalize. We always know that when it's aggressive in the very beginning, it kind of makes it happen. Good move to the outside on Stryker. You had momentum on him. There's just a lot to be said for tonight's race. There was a lot happening. You guys had a close finish here as well. You carried a little extra room, and I think that's where if I'm looking at this finish at this race, you left a lot of extra room. John came up to pull the side draft. If Stryker does that, it might have been kind of a similar situation, but able to utilize a good looking race line there. Fantastic finish, fantastic track awareness there at the end to be able to avoid the accidents as well. And I think that was probably the biggest takeaway I say from the last green white checkered. I'm going to watch it at speed here real quick on the restart here. Man,
yeah, I had to make some left and rights and a little bit of patience to go from wherever I restarted just to have the opportunity to take third.
Hey, restarted 10th.
Yeah, I got in the line and I was like sitting with nowhere that I could really go.
Mm-hmm.
And then once cars started going sideways, I just had to squeak through it.
It's Stryker there, restart, turn 2, corner exit. You stay bottom side. You've got inside lane. Like Sanders and Culver got collected when they come back around. Big momentum here. And sometimes,
in fact,
folks,
I didn't get headset audio back until just before the green flag. My headset died under yellow.
Oh, did it? Here's the inside. Sometimes you just got to hold the inside. So you got the 24 there to the outside, 24 up the pole. Good run on the inside. So you're 6th right here. 6th right here. You got a bump coming your way. You go to the inside. You stay inside. They turn in front of you. You go to the outside. And then you go to the inside. Oop. Good race line there. Kobler's got a big run from Strickland. Strickland took the outside lane there with him and gave him a big shot. You just kind of watch how this plays out in front of you, folks. Down to side draft. It does suck Stryker up just a little bit. And big run. Watch this run coming out of here all the way to the wall. That's normally what we see. Big run all the way to the wall. A lot of separation, keeping yourself in that 3rd lane. Utilize a little bit of the air draft here. I hear the side draft bog there just a little bit. Nice job. Nice job. That's what you want. That's if you're going to be chasing them down, at least that's how you want to finish. So B3 finish tonight. That was good. That was good, man.
Yeah, I was wondering where the other car went. I knew I was 5th car in line. And when we came through the tri-oval and I got past Stryker and I saw 2 cars from the cockpit, I didn't see Bryce get sent to the left. So I thought maybe he got lost on the backstretch.
Well,
Because I
hopefully-
was just, all of a sudden I was third. I was like, there was another car up here, and then I had to watch the replay back afterwards. I was like, oh yeah, he got bumped down to pit road.
yeah, Bryce got bumped to pit road. Hopefully that can be fixed and put it back on the lead lap, because that's a penalty he can't serve. So hopefully they'll be able to figure that one out. But it happens, man. It's racing. It turned out to be good. You got a P3 finish tonight in the 3-car. Jonathan, much love, man. I appreciate you as always. This is you've been I've talked about it every week that I've been able to talk to you. You've steadily been able to keep the top 5 nights and continuing to move in the right direction. And you got to be proud of everything you're doing here.
Absolutely. It feels good to be running with these guys. I mean, they all run clean for the most part, so it gives me the opportunity to push a little harder, know that they're forgiving, and get them higher finishes than anywhere else.
Where it is, man. And to keep doing it. Congratulations on a P3 finish tonight, Jonathan. Give your shout outs, brother.
Biggest shout out to teammate Matta. He didn't get the finish he wanted. The whole goal all night was hopefully to get him the win because he's in that P2 playoff spot. But we ran good all night. Another shout out to my sponsor, Team Conti Sim Performance. Go head over there, setup shop, get setups for those official open setup races. And then got shout out the 6-week-old baby girl born beginning of last month. And then I got to thank the league again, as always. They put on a great show every week.
Gonna be a ton of fun. Next week we're gonna have a little bit harder racing. I say a little bit harder. We're gonna go from Talladega to Nashville Super Speedway. That's a whole different kind of ball of wax that we're gonna see. It's gonna be fun to see what you guys do.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Congratulations. I will see what the playoff standings hold.
Absolutely, thank you.
Jonathan Case Beer coming home in P3 tonight as John Hammond gets the victory here. There's a lot to be said about this racetrack and a lot to be said about what we saw tonight. And I do want to make sure that I preface, folks, I don't have any control over the format of the league. I don't have any control over what happens in the league. I have control what happens on my stream. And what I would say, John having 2 wins, Ryan wins 0. Ryan's got wins on our platform. When next gens get side by side, they slow down hard, and at the bottom car we'll get a super tight and air push. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. It's what we saw earlier. And I'm not one to sit here and to sugarcoat things. What I see is racing. When I feel like I see something that's going to happen. I was talking to when that last caution, the caution that set up the couple of back-to-back cautions in the later part of the race. I actually had muted myself and was talking to Penguin, and I said, if they go 2x2, something's going to happen. Right now they're comfortable and they've got to get themselves in race mode. When you get 10 to 12 laps or 13 laps to go, 10 laps to go, you start building that anticipation up. And when you got double file racing, that when you're getting toward the end, mistakes are sometimes bound to happen. But it was a good race. It was a comfortable race. There were some things that I questioned early, same with what John was talking about, same with what Jonathan was talking about. A lot of moving around early on in the race, jockeying for position really early. Probably could have saved a couple of drivers some fast repairs, and maybe set up the race to be a little bit more field packed there toward the end. But I tell you what, that middle portion of the race, the front 7 working away from the field and the backpack not getting organized. That was what I was talking about. Being organized is the biggest key on this racetrack. And we saw some disorganization today that led to good benefits for other drivers. And then we saw an incredible green-white checkered finish that is one for the ages. We saw some hard-fought battles. We saw some drivers having a good time. We saw some drivers that they ended up on the wrong end of the spectrum when it comes to where they could or should have finished. So, but I do think that I know Bryce got sent to pit road there when it comes to that contact. We talked about it earlier. Hopefully they'll be able to put it back on the lead lap and get that position point back or something like that. I know they won't be able to get the position back, but that's he finished off the lead lap because of that, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking, or maybe he was the last driver on the lead lap. No, it looks like he was the first driver off. So I don't know. It's telling me that you lap 91. So hopefully that'll be corrected, or something will be corrected with that. We want to make sure that those things are fair. But and it's the way it is. John Hammond gets the win, though, and I was super thrilled, super excited. I thought Grijalva was going to win it, and it took me off guard to see that little pull there to the inside, and a phenomenal win, a phenomenal opportunity for all the drivers out here. We're going to be out for the next couple of days. I do have a live stream that I'm going to be running tomorrow. We're going to be playing some X4 Foundations. It was a game that's sent over to me by the developers through Keymailer and all that fine stuff out there. So we're going to be testing out a space game I've never heard of. I did the tutorial and I know a little bit about it, but I don't know anything else about it. I don't even know what the game's about. So that's what we're going to be looking at, and that's what we're going to be seeing. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Maybe some family game night stuff as well, after some cautions and some wrecks and some cool stuff out there. But this was a good race. It was a ton of fun to call, and had every bit of racing drama that you would ever ask for, similar to what you see in the NASCAR circuit. eNascar Racing on iRacing is the best. Thank you to Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you, of course, to Chopp'N podcast. Make sure you check out Ryan Wendt and all he's going to be doing with that very soon on the Chop Shop YouTube channel. Make sure that you also go to Stay Tuned Sports on YouTube and follow him on every podcasting platform that is out there. Everything sports is absolutely amazing. Admin box, promo code ChopShop, PRSsetups.com. Make sure you use ChopShop15 as your promotional code to save a la carte. And, of course, and always, thank you to Chop Shop for having us on board. Be good, be safe, be kind of one of the most important thing. Thank you to all of our sponsors and affiliates out there. Of course, and always, thank you to all the drivers who ran driver camps tonight. It is the biggest and coolest thing that we've seen, and can't thank the drivers enough. Can't thank the league enough. This was a ton of fun. You guys are amazing. This was always a ton of fun. And this is what makes it exciting for me, right? This whole thing is what makes it exciting for me. Is being able to see finishes like this, not just because John won, but seeing finishes like this is the coolest feeling in the world. To go from, all right, it's kind of mediocre, to, all right, it's tightening up, okay, big runs here, all right, and dude, it's the coolest feeling in the world to be able to see a finish like that. So thank you to Budgie, thank you to Penguin for being your race controller tonight, and of course, and always, thank you to the leagues out there that run and knock iRacing out of the park, because that is the coolest thing that you can do. Make sure you enjoy this platform for sim racing by signing up today, and we'll see you to the next one. Be good. Peace.